And now it's blurry. And I'm back with a video, as in it's been 2 years since I've done one. I think it's been 2 years. But anyway, I just wanted to do a video, I guess more of like an update video. And also I want to share a project I'm going to be working on soon. So I guess first off, let's just talk about this build right here, right next to me. This computer is actually a few years old. I built it 2011, 2012. And the CPU that I used on here, or that I have here, is a Core i7-3930K. I have my cheat sheet tablet, 3930K, 3.2 gigahertz hexa-core. It's a 6-core processor. It originally had the H80i liquid CPU cooler from Corsair. The motherboard is a Gigabyte GA-X79 UP4. Man, these long motherboard model names, you know. It's an ATX board, LGA 2011. Now, the memory that I have here is like a mix of different models. So the first one is a G.Skill Ripjaws series 8 gigabyte. It's 2 times 4 gigabyte. It's DDR3 1600. Actually, all of them are DDR3 1600. The next one is a G.Skill Ripjaws X series 8 gigabyte as well, 2 times 4 gigabyte. And then finally, I have a quad channel. The first two that I mentioned are dual channel. This one is a quad channel. It's the G.Skill Ripjaws X series, just like the second one. But it's a 32 gigabyte and it's 4 times 8 gigabyte. So that's 32 plus 8 plus 8, 48 gigs, 48 gigs total for the RAM. All of it's DDR3 1600. I was a bit surprised, well, not really surprised, but somewhat surprised that the combination of the RAM works, because one of them is a quad channel and the other ones are dual channel. Or I could be wrong with the quad channel. Did DDR3 come in quad channel? I don't know. I can't seem to remember. It's been so long. Anyway, as far as storage, I have 7 Seagate Barracuda Green 2 terabyte drives. They're 5900 RPM. Now, this machine right now, its purpose is to be a NAS. I had before installed FreeNAS on it, and now it's running Xpinology, which is the I guess the open source version of Synology's DSM software. I'm just playing around with it. I originally had FreeNAS. It's great, but the interface for Synology's DSM I'm more comfortable with. And I know these are green drives. Many of you are probably just face palming. Yes, it's a NAS computer, and they're not like NAS hard drives, but it's for the house. It's not like enterprise or whatever. And actually, this is not my main RAID NAS. It serves as a backup of my main NAS, which is a Synology 1517 plus, I believe. No, 1815 plus. I get those numbers mixed up. 1815 plus. So it is an 8-bay Synology NAS box, and I have on there, I filled up all 8 bays with 4 terabyte drives. It's on a Synology's hybrid SHR, and it's in a RAID 6, their version of a RAID 6, but in hybrid, which enables me to lose 2 drives before I'm in trouble. But again, RAID is not a backup, okay? So that's why I have this. This is the backup of that RAID. So, but it's out of commission right now. But let me continue with the hardware specs. The video card is an MSI GeForce GTX 660 Ti, and it has 2 gigs of RAM. Now, it is pretty old, but the video card is not important for what its purpose is right now. But you still do need a video card because the 2011 LGA 2011 the 3930Ks don't have iGPUs. They don't have integrated graphics cards. So you have to put your own discrete graphics card or you don't get a video output. So that's why it's there. I think it was pretty affordable the time I got it, but this was like years ago because it's a 660. But yeah, and in the case, it's a fractal design Define R4. It's the black pearl. I don't have a side window panel or anything, but that's what I have on there. I don't care about the side panel. So yeah, no LEDs, no RGBs. The power supply, it's a Corsair 750 watt 80 plus bronze, and I don't think it's modular. So that's pretty much the spec, the hardware specs of this machine. It's done many different things for me throughout the years. Originally, it was my Windows 7, 8, and 8.1 machine. Then I built a newer hexa-core. This one's the Sandy Bridge Enthusiast CPU, and then I think I have the Broadwell Enthusiast. I jumped to the next one up, the 2011-3. I think I have the 5820K. That's my current gaming machine right now, and I'll probably do a video on that as well. But for now, this one is out of commission because the H80i, which is this right here, this is the H80i. This was the cooler that I was using. And why is it out? Well, I think it stopped working. I mean, it works, but the computer is overheating. So from time to time, I clean the computer. I mean, I just maintain it. So usually every year or two, I'll clean it. So I uninstalled it, wiped the thermal grease off, and just dusted it, and then installed everything back. And then all of a sudden the computer would shut off. At first I thought, oh, did I just forget to plug anything? But normally if you forget to plug things, it just won't turn on, or it would beep right away. But this would run a few minutes and then it would just turn off. So my next guess was overheating. And so I let it cool for about 10 minutes. And then I went into turn it on, and I went into the BIOS and went into where it detects the temperature, and I just let it run. So the last temperature I saw was like 88 or 90 degrees Celsius. I looked it up. What should be the maximum like threshold temperature that the 3930K should be running is less than that. So I think it's like 80 to 85 degrees Celsius. That's like the highest it should be running. But yeah, so it was overheating, and the other fans were still working. This actually was a nice cooler. This comes with I believe they're 120, maybe 140, but 2 fans. But I don't know what happened. I really don't. So I tried a different cooler. I tried, oh, why do I keep forgetting that name? It is the, Hyper 212 Evo. I tried the Hyper 212 Evo, got it on Amazon, and it said it was compatible with the LGA 2011. But when I tried to install it, there's like a piece on the back side of that motherboard, like an extra, I don't know, little thing on the back. And because of that, I couldn't mount the cooler properly. It would have been a great, I guess, replacement. affordable too compared to this one. But anyway, I couldn't mount it. Now, well, I could have mounted it, and what I had to do was not use the washer for the back plate to hold in. I was reading things on the internet, and many people have suggested to use the washers. And if you look at the washers on those Hyper 212s, they're actually coated, and I can't remember what they're coated with, but the material that the washers are coated with actually separates the metal from your screw and washer from touching the motherboard itself, and it could cause shorting. So, I mean, that's what they say. I've never experienced it, although I've never done it. I didn't want to take the chance. It's a perfectly great CPU. Even all these years, it still runs great. So I didn't want to risk it. So I just returned it to Amazon. Now, I was considering purchasing another H80i because it did work for many years. But it's like $100 or $90, and I didn't want to go and spend that much money on something that it's not. I don't plan on running it for like 24/7. I'll probably run it once or twice a week to do the backups of my primary NAS box. So I guess I think I looked at the smaller version, and then the smaller version of this is the H60. So it is more affordable. I think I got it for like $65. I'm gonna try that. I did look online, and many people have shared that it didn't work well for the 3930K, but I believe they were overclocking. So I don't plan on overclocking my 3930K. I don't need to for what it's doing. So I'm hoping that it will work. Now, what I got, as I mentioned, is this H60i. No, just H60. So hopefully it works out. I will follow up this video with results. It only comes with one 120mm fan, and it seems smaller, but yeah. But what I'm gonna do is, instead of use the included Corsair 120mm fan, I'll be using the Noctua NF-F12 PWM. So we'll see how that works out. I've used Noctuas in the past before, and there are some improvements with using those fans. A little pricey and ugly, but again, this doesn't have a side panel window, so I could care less. I don't really care about that. I just want it to work as intended and as expected. So that's really about all I want to talk about in this project that I want to work on, that I plan on sharing with you in the future what my results are. But what I want to get into as well is my plans for this channel. So what I've done in the past, if some of you have already been following me, I do a lot of hardware videos. I'm going to continue to do hardware videos. I like talking about hardware, but my day job, I guess, is I'm a web developer, I'm a programmer. That's really what that's what I went to school for, but I also went to school for hardware. Like, that was my first shindig, I guess. I was in IT, so I guess that's what got me into technology, was hardware and networking. And then I moved forward, or not moved forward, but just moved to a different section, I guess. And now I'm just I'm a programmer now. So I was thinking of creating another channel just to do videos on web development and programming and stuff. But then I was like, I don't want to have to keep sending people to different channels, and then I'm gonna have to manage those too. So I think what I'm gonna do is just keep it in this channel. So what hopefully you can expect from me to do in the future is not only continue to do videos with hardware, but I also would like to do videos with web development, maybe do some streaming and coding and stuff. Also, if you haven't noticed behind me, I have boxes, just like many tech YouTubers. They have boxes in the background, right? Well, these boxes, if you're not aware, but these boxes are not hardware boxes. Well, some of them are, maybe, I don't know. I guess up top I do have boxes of hardware, but these boxes are they're shoes. So some of you that already know me personally know that I'm a sneakerhead, retired kind of, but yeah. So I love shoes. Love is such a strong word. I'm highly interested in shoes since the 90s. But anyway, so I may do videos about them or just different stuff. I don't know. Or maybe not. And it's just gonna be hardware, software, and programming. I'm not sure, but if I end up doing videos about shoes and stuff, then it'll be here as well. So that's the plan. That's the plan. Also, you may notice I'm not doing videos on top of my washing machine like I used to do. So that's another thing I kind of improved. I'm in a different room in the house. I was able to remodel an old bedroom that was never used and turned it into like a home office. So this is where I plan to do more videos, and hopefully it will encourage and inspire me to do more videos. I know I've been inconsistent lately, but hopefully I can have more time and produce more videos. Produce, because you know I'm not really a producer. But yeah. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video. I'm getting back into the swing of things. I'm still feeling a little nervous at times. But oh, the other thing I've been doing is I started a podcast with a good friend of mine, Mario. You could find him. His Twitter handle is Mario R Dev. He's also a programmer. And we did a podcast on Laravel framework. It's a PHP framework. So for those watching this video who are interested in programming and web development, check that out. It's called Code Hops Radio. And we did, I think, 8 or 10 podcast episodes. Go check that out. If you're on iOS, just open up the podcast app or whatever podcast app you're using or podcatcher. Just search it, Code Hops Radio. That's the podcast I did with him for a few months, and then I ended up doing my own. You could also search for Sherwin M Podcast and just check it out. It has nothing to do with tech, just more about me, my personality, and my culture and stuff. So that's about it. That's like update / I'm gonna do this project and share it with y'all. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video, and I hope to do more videos in a more consistent basis. What else is there? I think that's gonna be it. All right, well, thanks for watching. Please subscribe. The usual mumbo jumbo at the end that you commonly hear or see on YouTube. Just do your thing. Everyone, take care, and I'll see you all in the next video. Thanks.